Right, welcome back to another little video, and again this one is on the Xadv. Mine's a 2025 model, but this particular item will fit, I think, from a 2021. So what is it? What's in the box? What's in the box? And I tell you what's in the box, and that is one of these sort of leg covers that you wear, the bike wears, so your legs go underneath it and stay warm in the winter. The reason why I've bought one is I'm going to ride down to Italy to go to the EICMA show in about 3 weeks time, and I suspect, seeing as it's already about 10 degrees, it's probably only going to get colder. And it's an 11-hour ride for me from where I am here in the Netherlands, and I'm pretty sure even with heated, I've got some heated leggings and a heated jacket, under jacket that I can wear. But even with that, I suspect it's going to be a little bit chilly. But if it rains, then it's really going to be horrible, isn't it? So I thought I might just invest and buy one of these covers. I don't know if it's going to fit. It says it's for a 2021 onwards, and I do know that actually the front end of these 2025 bikes is slightly different to the previous generation in its shape. So I'm hoping it's going to fit. And if it doesn't fit, we'll probably just make it fit in true DDS style. Hence, like, remember my crash bar episodes. So, without any further ado, let's take you over to the unboxing area, which I have now made rather fancy. Look at this, eh? Woo! And let's have a little look and see if we can unbox this beauty. Right, there we go. So I ordered this, not really sure where it's come from actually, probably somewhere in Europe. I'm sure you can get these in England if you want one. I know that Xadv has one of these covers on his T-Max. I know that because I watched one of his little videos where he took his bike on a racetrack to see if he could ride it on a racetrack, and he did mention that he took it off prior to going. So Xadv, we know you are a scooter hero. Right, box in a box. Hardly see the point of that. Right, okay, so let's just make sure you can see what I can see. Yes, you can. So it is a Tucano Urbano.com version. And I know absolutely nothing about these. I literally just quickly Googled it, picked this one, it kind of looks pretty good. It wasn't the cheapest, it wasn't the most expensive, it was somewhere in between. And it kind of, as I understand it, can stay on the bike kind of all year round. It's modular in its design. So yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to unbox it now. I'm going to install it now with you guys watching and hope for the best. Hopefully it fits. Oh, what fell out? Attention, keep this flyer with you and go for exclusive benefits. Is there any instructions in here? Let me have a look. There's nothing else in the box. I'm going to open this up carefully with a knife. Right, that's it. That's the unboxing done. Right, so, well, oh, there's a little something or other there. So let's move the camera back over there then. Ooh. Right, I don't know what we need tools wise. Let's just see what's in this little baggie that comes with it. Right, so we've got some foam, looks like sticky back foam, sort of D-shaped pieces. Let's put them on the seat, out the way. We've got some straps that with some little poppers. I don't really know where they go yet. Let's put those on the seat. Oh no, this is what I feared. Right, here we go. We've got some actual fittings that are gonna probably, quite possibly, screw into the bike somewhere. A couple of Allen keys. Oh right, yeah, look, these are like anti-scratch little stickers, and I'm not actually that bothered about scratching my bike, so probably just oof them off out of the way. And this little widget, which I happen to know is to help you blow up the little side bag. So on the bottoms it's got like a sort of I don't know how you describe it, like a flotation device that you might wear around your neck if you crash into the water in an aeroplane. And I think it's designed like that so that it stays flapped in, and then you fill it up with air. I'm assuming you blow it up through that. That goes on the end, so that this is more hygienic, I'm guessing. So this goes on there rather than having to blow a thing that could be covered in dirt. And we've got some instructions, which is quite rare with these sort of products these days. I seem to find a lot of stuff comes without instructions for some reason. Right, anything in English? That says user manual in English, so that could be it. Right, okay. Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to have a little read through this off camera, and then we'll see if we can fit it. All right, so give us a second, and then we'll try and get it on the bike. I've had a quick look at the instructions now, and I don't even know which way's the top. So I think this goes around the front of the bike up here. Let me just make some space. So that goes up there like so. I'm just going to sort of try and prop it up for now, just to see the position of it more than anything. So that goes there somehow, somewhere, and then that's going to come. I think these crash bars are going to come in handy, look, to be honest. All right, I'm getting the picture now. Right, I think, kind of hope this is going to be relatively self-explanatory. There's going to be a few things I won't know where they go. So, let me take you off the little tripod. And I've got a cool little light. Right, so, look, I've got this cool little light that goes on the side of my camera. Right, so here we go. You've got, from what I can tell, you've got these little tabs. There's 4 of them at the top here. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take out these little pins, and the way you do that, take a little Allen key, and literally if you just pop the Allen key into the little middle bit like so, that's now able, you're now able to just get your fingernail in and you can pop this little pin out. Then if you slide the inside bit back out, when you pop that in, you just have to press it in now, and that is now all you have to do. These are really handy little pins. So those 4 at the top are all going to be pretty easy, and the same can be said for some of the other pieces. So I'm not sure where this strap here goes as yet. I'm sure I'll be able to fathom that out in the instructions. This one is going to go up in here, in that one. I get that vibe, and then the next one down, I guess, is going to go in there. That's number 2, and then this little hook, I'm really not sure where he's going to go as yet. Now there's a little hole here, you see that? So I wonder if that other strap, this little widget, wonder where this goes. Don't know yet. As I say, I have had a little look in this instruction book, and this is sort of how it goes. So there's the top one, which I just showed you, which I think looks very easy. And then the second bit, there's that little hook, and there's the straps, which I mentioned just now. And then apparently you have to put this bit of sponge in between. I guess that's to stop it rubbing, or maybe there's a little air gap there just to stop the air getting through there. And then this strap goes, there's a strap underneath somewhere that goes around in here somewhere. Let's have a little look. Something somewhere. I can't see you. Well, nonetheless, it'll be there somewhere. So that's step C. Step D is a matter of, you see, that's where those holes in the side of the thing, I reckon, that's where I reckon they go through. Yeah, they go through that and bolt on. So that's really good. That's going to stop it flapping open. D, E, little popper, F, some strap. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of giving it a go. So yeah, the first bit is going to be these 4 little nodules. Let's get those out. I've got a habit of dropping these things down the hole, so that's 2. I'll put them in my back pocket as we go. 3 and 4. Let's be able to reach it. Right, that's 4 of those. So, as I say, pop this little centre bit back out, and then we can just pop them through one by one, he says. Oh, it's quite tight. Oh no, it's all right actually. Relatively easy, I would say. Okay, so I just used the back end of the knife there, the plastic bit, just to help me push on those little tabs, because it was quite difficult to do. Maybe. Okay. So there we go. That's again a 2-minute job that took way longer than I thought it would. Right, so on locating these first straps, there is a little. This tab is quite short. It's a little short one, and they go in the sort of closest to the ignition side, and then the other ones are quite long. Now the problem is, what it tells you to do in the instruction book is to swap this little black pin, that black pin, for this screw. And the reason being is because actually these tabs are very short. So when I put them in, I realised quite quickly that they weren't actually holding particularly well. So let's just do that one-handed. And then once you've got it through, it's hardly holding it. I mean, I'm not so sure even that screw is going to be a good solution, but we'll give it a go, because it is what's in the instruction book. So get a little screwdriver. Which one will it fit? One of these. And then yeah, let me just try and quickly put that on. I'm half inclined to just use a zip tie, but let's see. screw seems to be abnormally long and not wide enough for its purpose, but I mean it does seem to work, to be fair. You don't need to over tighten it, look. So yeah, we'll carry on. There's 2 of those to do, so I'll do the other one off camera quickly. Right, okay, so that's step 1 complete. We have swapped those little tabs for the screw on this side because the tab's a smaller tab than the one on the other side. So that's step 1. So next step is going to be, how do I keep ending up with the wrong language? It's like I'm going crazy. Let's throw that away in the box. Right, back over to here. So step 1 we've completed. We've ended up with 1, let's see what else I've got in my pocket somewhere. Ah, there it is. We ended up with 2 of those left over, which we'll look after, because when I take this cover off, which I'm going to do for sure as soon as the winter's over, I'm going to want to have those handy. Right, so fasten strap 3 inside the wheel compartment and fasten strap 6 using the same fasteners of the scooter, passing them through the holes on the strap 6, then close the inner strap 3 BIS. Perhaps it goes up inside there. That's it. And then this one is going to go there. Right, there we go, that's one. Now there's another one a little further down. That one should be, he says, a bit easier. Yes. This, as we know, hooks up under there. And then that goes a bit tighter. This one will go a bit tighter as well at some point. Right, so this is my fear now. And I've got to be honest, I think these are really not designed to go around these bars. So I reckon there's going to be a gap going on through there, which is not what we want to keep you dry and warm. So I'm really wondering whether to take the bars off for the winter. Don't know. Right, I'm going to pause it here and I'm going to have a think. So as I say, yeah, at the beginning of the video, I didn't really research anything about this product, so I didn't know how it was going to fit. I didn't know anything really. So this is the reality with the bars on. So the way it would fit when the bars are not on would be that somewhere around here, this little hole here, you would screw, the bars wouldn't be here, and you would screw it directly to the bike there. So that's definitely not going to be an option for us, because I think it would be nice to just leave the bars on. So my plan is to use something. Yeah, to be honest, I'm probably just going to thread a good sized cable tie through there, maybe through here and there, and just zip tie it straight to the bars. I think that's probably all we really need to do. But I've got to be honest with you, I thought there'd be more. Let's have a little look with the camera on a stand. I thought there'd be like more to it fastening wise. There's a lot popper there. And then, yeah, well, you've got this metal thing here, which supposedly would help you to tie it to the bike. I don't really know how. Yeah. It definitely has to go over the bar, over the crash bar, in my instance. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. This goes in underneath there. It's no problem. And I think it's going to offer enough protection. You know, it's going to go around the bars like so. Hope you can see that. Yeah. And then I just don't, there's certain bits of this kit that I don't really think I like, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've already filmed one side of it, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to attach the other side, and then we'll go around it and have a little look and see just how well or not so well it fits the 2025 bike with crash bars on. Because I suspect it's designed not to run with the crash bars, which is definitely going to alter its usability and functionality. But I still think it's going to work. So I'll button this side up, then we can have a little look around the whole thing, blow those little side curtains up, and then I'll go for a little ride around the block with just my summer trousers on, my sort of jeans, just normal jeans, not motorbike stuff, just to see where the wind comes in. It's quite chilly today, it's about 10 degrees, a bit of sunshine out here, but ultimately it will be a good sort of test to see where air might come through. So I'll switch you off and then button it all up, and then I can have a look with you and learn about the functionality of this actual setup. Okay, right, so I've been for a little ride, and I'm going to be honest, all I wore was just these normal non-motorbiking jeans, because I'm crazy, and a sort of summer type jacket. I did have gloves on, I did have my helmet on, obviously. And this is what I can tell you. So, the fitting instructions on this bike, for this bike rather, that come in the packet, you might just as well throw them in the bin. They don't make a lot of sense. I haven't even used, I think, almost half of the stuff that came in the packet, and yet realistically the cover is on and it works exceptionally well, I will say. Now, the getting on and getting off the bike bit was a bit like, I wasn't really too sure, but essentially just get on it as you would normally, and then what seems to be the trick is this little flap here, I think, so you can connect that around you, and then the design is that if you have a crash, this will just rip off quite easily, I suspect. So that's inside there. We'll come back to that in a moment. And so I think what I'll do is, let me just put this up on the centre stand so you can get a better idea of how this fits around you whilst you're riding. So, don't forget to subscribe. Got my subscribe button, which I can move around magnetically. So, this is the reality of it. You just get on and get off the bike. I always use those pegs anyway. And then you just got to get yourself inside here a little bit. Now, you can ride with your feet up on the running boards, but I've actually found that if you use the foot pegs, which I ride about 99% of my time on this bike, I'm using these foot pegs, not only does this somehow completely protect you from the wind, literally 99.5% of the wind cannot get in. I don't know how it's happening. And then you get the heat from the engine warming your legs up. So I've just been out, it's It's somewhere between 9 and 11 degrees outside. Depends if you're in, there's a little bit of sun. So when you're in the sun, it's a little bit warmer. When you're in the shade, it's a little bit cooler. But realistically, I was very, very warm. I was astonished at how good this is in its winter guise. Now, I suppose that with the extra strap, and you've got that around you, if it starts raining, that will really help you stay dry. Bearing in mind, this particular bike actually has pretty good wind protection, weather protection anyway. The only thing that I'm considering in my head, and I reckon what we're going to do is, this is going to just be a part one. So this is going to be installing, and when I say installing, I'm going to have to edit so much of it out because it was such a silly faff about with the instructions. The instructions are rubbish. And not only that, but I'm not really sure that this was designed with the 2025 bike in mind, and I haven't installed it how it says on that manual at all, really, or half and half. So I'll just quickly run you through that at the end of the video. But for some reason, it just works really well. And I'm hoping that really this is all I'm going to need. I might not even need to wear winter trousers when I go to Milan, unless it is like 0 and pouring down the rain. So let me just show you the installing bit that has nothing to do with the instructions. Oh, and also the other thing was, I was just wondering like how you fill up with fuel. But we'll get to that. I think I'll do that in the next video. So there is another little feature. Let's just show you that quickly, where you can get this little apron out and tuck that over the seat, which I think is quite a nice little touch, so that when you're parked up and it's raining, you can just tuck all that in, I suppose, and keep it. The bike's going to be nice and dry under there. It's like a little sleeping bag for the bike. So yeah, let me just show you exactly what's going on with this installing. Let me just grab this. So first off, this strap here is kind of going up here on one side and there on the other. It's just a matter of finding a place where it will stick, or not stick, but you know, hold on to firmly. So that's the first thing. The next thing is this strap that's coming up over my front of the bike is actually supposed to be on the inside, going round on the inside, but to be honest with you, where I've strapped it up, where it goes up underneath the screen and back down again, it's completely stopping the wind coming through, which I think is a much better solution to stop the wind coming through, and it's really holding it on there nicely. So that's, you know, it's really nice and tight on there. And even with the crash bars, it seems to fit really well. So I've left the crash bars on. Luckily, I didn't have to muck about with that. And as I say, the only thing I'm a little bit dubious about is going to be when I have to fuel the bike up. Other than that, you've got a little window so that you can still press the little buttons. So this side is your seat and this side is your fuel. So that should be helpful. And other than that, these little screws, I'm not really sure why there are other bits in the packet. See, look, here's that other bit that comes with it, but it's not anywhere. This strap isn't anywhere in the manual, what you're supposed to do with it. And then I got left over, well, I got those left over because that's supposed to go through onto the frame, but I can't because I've got the bars on. I've got these left over and it's very unclear where they go. Couple of washers and a third screw. This worked really, really well. I even used this, which is actually like a little pump. And I'll just show you. You can turn it on. Bib bob bob. Turn on. And then it'll blow up your tyres. So I just used that to blow it up. It took a matter of seconds. That just slid on there quite nicely. So that's handy. Obviously you need to take this with you, I would say, in your luggage, just so you can blow those up if you need to. The quality of it seems really good, actually. There's like one little frayed bentos. See that there, which I'll just probably hit with a lighter. Just burn that back. Don't understand what that little flap is for at all. I don't understand why that is the way it is. Doesn't really need to be. And obviously this little strap is now slightly obscuring my indicators, which I can't show you because I haven't got the key next to the bike. But anyway, you can see enough of them, so that's not a problem. So there you go. I think we're going to call this part 1, and then in part 2, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you the way it comes apart, so you can use it in, you know, you basically have this main frontal apron on the bike the whole time, and then there is a couple of options inside. So you've got like a sort of winter fleecy bit, and then that can come out. Then the whole bit this side can come off. So it's like modular, really. And then another thing I will show you is that in here is a zip, and there's a pouch like a kangaroo's tummy in there, which you can, I don't know what you couldn't fit in there, but if you wanted to hide stuff in there, you can. So that's all cool as well. So maybe you can put your wallet in there, so then it's all nice and easy to access, or your phone or whatever. So that's cool. So overall, for 145 quid or something like that, I'm pretty impressed. And the only thing is, like, it doesn't look like it should keep you dry or warm or out of the wind for some reason. It's sort of, because it's so open here, but the way the wind sort of just must get kicked off the side of it just works really well. So there you go. This is a DDS thumbs up from me. Value for money, I think it is actually, personally, especially if you are commuting or you're going to do long journeys in the cold in the winter, which I plan to do. And I really think that this would mean that I'm going to get a lot more miles in the winter than I would have done. So for me, it's definitely a double thumbs up. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And at some point, I should do a sort of second video of this. So awesome, stick around for that sometimes in the future. Bye for now.